Okay, today I'll try to demonstrate the 88 note scale and maybe blow your mind a little bit. Well, okay, you may think, well, this guy's just trying to show that, gee, we really need to stretch out and use more of the keys, because the bottom few keys have dust, the top few keys also have dust. Well, it's a little more important than that. I'm going to show you that, in fact, there is an 88 note scale, not a 12 note scale, and this may have an influence on maybe how you improvise, open things up a little bit. We're taught that there, in fact, is a 12-note scale. If you run from C to C and start counting notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13, we come home again, and it's the same note name, of course. Okay, we're taught that if you take 3 notes, such as C, they all have the same name, they're all essentially the same note, and you can play them together, and there's a mathematical relationship. That really creates a kind of prejudice to send away a lot of things. This should really be called note 12, 24, and 36. They are not the same, they have different emotional qualities. As an example, if these are really the same notes, you only need 12 notes to do everything. You should be able to play the Star Spangled Banner with just 12 notes. Well, it doesn't really work. You really are just screaming to hear the high C. Okay, this can actually influence the way you improvise then. If you take a simple idea, 1, 4, 5, and play it in several places, you find you're not cloning the idea. It's hard to tell that it's just the same little idea. Let's take a simple 4th stack, C, F, B flat. And let's take the same 3 note names, C, F, B flat, and simply invert it. Put the C on top, F becomes on the bottom, and take the F, flip it over, F becomes on top, flip it one more time. Okay, now you start playing it. And it sounds like more than it really is, because it actually is not the same 3 notes over and over and over again. It's completely different little beads of sound which have no relation to one another, except we are given a prejudice. We're socialized to think you're cloning the same ideas all over again. Okay, so this opens up the idea now of working, so you're not digging through tons of mud to get ounces of gold. All you need is 3. And let's raise it up a half step. Go up. And it sounds more than it is there. Now that's calling things by different names, note numbers, and not just pitch names. Now let's go to the simple idea of timbre. Let's really open it up, we've all heard Jaws, the shark music, and it's the notes E to F. Let's just try those same notes up here. Shark comes along, it's like a little pink inflatable shark. It's not this ominous thing. So you can actually make a lot of music by just using different parts of the piano. You can take 3 choruses of blues and not just do it all here, which may sound like one chorus done 3 times, right? You can actually start low and go high as an example, which I'll give you a little shot of here. See, that's totally different stuff. And I didn't use the same notes twice. I just used different parts of the keyboard and were the same lick. Okay, so just try that out, and especially this 4th stack business, which has become something else. If you invert the 4th stack, as we said, becomes really an F triad with a raised 4th. If you take the 4th stack and invert it to the last position, with B flat in the bottom, it's really a B flat chord with an added 2nd. So with this thing, if you start with a 4th stack, it has no name, right? It's not F or B flat, it's just a kind of a C 4th stack. And since it doesn't have a name, you probably won't send it away. Because if you call it something, if you call this flipped over an F sus4, with the F in mind, you're probably going to send it away from a lot of other things. You can really use that on a D flat augmented. Quite beautiful. If you call this B flat, you probably will use it only in B flat or G or C or something. But if these things have no name, they're just shapes, and you're not afraid to clone them out through the timbres. Something ferocious down here, medieval, and dark has nothing to do with something angelic up here. Okay, so 88 note names, and you'll use less materials and make a lot more music.